What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Land Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Sleds. With me, as always, Titan Mike Hessinger. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, Kev? How are you doing today?
Doing all right, I guess.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's good to know.
So we're going to do some depressing stuff tonight. We did the...
It's our show, dude. It's always depressing.
we did the highlights last week, like most memorable moments in Cleveland and Ohio State sports. But now this week, we're going to do the heartbreaks.
Okay. So
And God knows there's been plenty of those.
A couple of them you say don't have sound, right? That's your
Yeah, a couple of them we won't be able to play. I mean, we can talk about them, but we got...
You want to nix those ones first, get those out of the way, and then we can go?
Yeah, we've got 5 of them we can play, and then I think there's 3 other ones I had lined up I was going to play, but...
Okay.
Technical difficulties, it wouldn't be a show without those.
They're probably just licensing, and they don't let develop. Most likely the licensing issue. Can't get sound.
So, while we're letting everybody give people time to log on, you see the some news. NBA's coming back. It's pretty much official now.
13 teams from the West, 9 from the East.
Yeah, they're doing 22 teams.
They only did that because they're playing an 8-game regular season.
Yeah.
Which isn't really regular season. It's just so they get the 70 games so the regional money contract is fulfilled. But that's at least Cleveland out without hitting the 70 games, so they're gonna owe some money.
Yeah, so teams like the Cavs and Golden State, Atlanta, New York, they're on the outside looking in. Their season's over. They'll be looking towards August 15th, which was the date set for the NBA draft lottery. And then October 15th will be the NBA draft. So the plan right now is for them to play their season and play 8 games and then playoffs. The start of the new season tentatively will be December 1st, so it's moved back about a month and a half. But the training camps are going to be open in like a week or 2 after the NBA draft. There's not going to be much of an off season this year, but they've just had all this time off.
They've had their off season just a little bit early.
Right.
They'll be all right. They're grown men, professional athletes.
So they're all going to be played in Orlando.
Yeah.
One central location.
We'll see. I mean, see how that works out.
Now, is MLB going to follow suit and reach an agreement with their?
I don't know.
Their holdup.
It is funny, I understand. I think they did the 13 they did the 9 teams in the East because after that, nobody's a draw. Nobody's a real big draw. Nobody wants to see the Hornets, the Cavs.
Yeah, it was pretty much all the teams that had a shot at the.
Well, those all within 8 games of the AC. That's what it is. So it's if the 13th team wins all 8 and the AC loses all 8, they can technically make it if everybody else loses in front of them.
Right.
But it's just funny how they did it like that, so that Zion Williamson will be able to chance fully healthy, and now playing with the possibility of making the playoffs. It's funny how they.
What I'm interested to see is if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are healthy.
I'm not sure. Would they be allowed to come back though?
They should be. I mean, there's no injured reserve list in the NBA.
True, but like.
You still count against the active roster if you're hurt.
I don't know if they make a difference. I think it hurt the overall chemistry of Brooklyn right now.
Yeah, it might.
Because it'd be 2 ball-dominant players that, when Brooklyn right now has been playing the team game,
Right.
It's just going to be a little bit.
Then, see, baseball did agree on one thing. The 3 10-team divisions. So the Indians are going to be in the Central still, along with the Kansas City Royals, Twins, White Sox, and Tigers. So the main 4, and then they'll be adding in the Milwaukee Brewers, Cincinnati Reds, St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Cubs, and Pittsburgh Pirates. And they will only play those teams. So you're only going to play the teams in your division to limit travel, regional thing. So that's why they did that.
Okay.
So I know right now they're squabbling. The players the owners offered a 114-game season.
No, players offered a 114-game season.
I thought the players offered 50.
No, the players wanted a 114-game season with a prorated salary.
Okay.
The owners said no, and then they offered like an 80 game or something like that, and the owners said their bottom line would be a 50-60 game season with a prorated schedule. prorated thing, a
Yeah.
prorated salary. Because the players want to play the most games they can because they get the most money out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the owners want to save the most money as much as they can. So, I mean, you got to think because they're not going to have fans in the stand. So,
True.
there's no fans in the stand. You're not having all that revenue. So, they save money somewhere, somehow. So,
Hopefully they can get it worked out. I'm ready to see some baseball for sure. One thing I don't understand about the NBA why they're waiting so long to come back, like July 31st.
baseball, because Manfred's a bitch. He doesn't know how to run an organization, an entity like the MLB. Like he's so standoffish. Like he doesn't want to be the guy, but that's what he is, the guy. It's just he's a joke in my opinion. Like,
I just thought the NBA had all this time to get their shit together and everything worked out, and now we're coming back, but not till July 31st.
NBA?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the NBA?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You said MLB.
Oh, I thought I said NBA.
That's why I was like,
no, NBA.
Because Manfred won't sit up and like he won't pick a side. He won't back the players. He's just kind of standing off in the shadows, like figure this out. No, dude, this needs to get done. Figure it out. We had the prime time to jump. We should be the league that sets it off.
Right.
But MLB should. Yeah, the MLB had this idea of Orlando for a while, and they just, I don't know why they waited so long. Why Silver is like so.
No idea. All right, so we've got our sports heartbreak videos lined up. As we mentioned, a couple of them. We had some issues with the video. Actually, audio. Video was working fine. Audio, didn't want to play it for you guys with no audio. So we'll go over those real quick first. The first one was the Browns' last game at Municipal Stadium in 1995. After 9 games into the season, then owner Art Modell announced he was moving the team to Baltimore after the 1995 season. Pretty depressing. Definitely one of the most depressing times. They won the last game 26-10. Not that it matters much. It was just I remember watching the game, an odd, eerie feeling. I mean, the stadium was stripped down. There were no advertisements, nothing up. And then once the game ended, you seen all the fans. The players came over and embraced the fans. There were a lot of tears.
Oh yeah.
Back and forth, and then you seen the fans ripping seats out and taking memorabilia. Which,
why wouldn't you?
It was being destroyed anyway,
yeah.
So they didn't stop them from doing it.
Nobody cared. I mean, were they really gonna stop them though? Like, it's how many officers were there at the time, and
right,
and how many fans? Like, it's not like security now. Like, there's so much more security because of 9/11. It beefed up every single. Like, there's so much. Like, if you look at a game before 9/11 to after 9/11, there's probably a quarter of the security, police, and restrictions at that stadium than.
Right.
As there are now. Like, it's crazy. But, like, nobody's going to stop. There's thousands of fans in that thing. They're going to stop me from ripping up a seat.
Right.
Bitch, please. I will hit you with this seat and then walk out with your badge. Like, I don't care. Like, come on now. Like, stop me. Like, you're tearing the heart and soul out of Cleveland. I'm taking a seat with me.
Right.
Bite me. Like.
And the second one was the Ohio State National Championship blowout loss in 2007 to Florida.
This one sucked.
Yeah,
man,
that one hurt.
That team was so good. We had the Heisman Trophy winner,
Troy Smith,
12-0. Ted Ginn. I mean, he opens up the game with a 100-yard kickoff return, and the team. You're just like, yeah, game over.
Yeah.
Ours. He felt like this was gonna be our game.
Right.
And then the team jumps on him like sprains his ankle.
Yeah.
In the end zone, and he's gone for the game. Out for the rest of the game. The only weapon we had, speed. Because Florida, it was speed,
Yeah.
And we didn't. After that, it was just pedal to metal. Florida just ran away with it. And it was so heartbreaking.
Got pummeled by
41,
future head coach
41,
Urban Meyer.
14, right?
41-14.
Yeah, it was such a sad day.
It was.
It was, it came full circle. He came back to Ohio State, won a national championship,
and won one for them. So
won a bunch of Big Ten titles. Continued the streak against Michigan. So
right.
I mean.
Then the last one that we have audio screwed up on is the LeBron James decision to leave Cleveland in 2010.
See, that's like, I don't know. That's not even a heartbreaking moment for Cleveland. Like,
I think it was for a lot of fans.
It's a business. All right, this is how I look at it. People leave teams. It's not like it was in the 80s and 70s and early 90s where a guy played for one team his whole career. It's not like that no more. Like,
I just think everybody was so excited when we got him, and he was our own, and we had him for 7 years, and then
when Shaquille O'Neal left Oakland or Orlando to go to LA, was he traded or was it a free agent move? Pretty sure it's a free agent move.
Yeah, I think it was a free agent move.
He chose to leave Orlando where he was dominant. They were a pretty decent team.
Right.
You had who was it with Penny Hardaway?
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal. You chose to go play with Kobe Bryant.
Well, in the end, yeah.
So you chose to go form a dynamic duo in LA to win titles.
Right.
But LeBron's credited with creating this, leaving and creating super teams.
Right.
Because that was one of the first super teams.
It was.
Shaquille O'Neal, like, how dominant were they? Dominant.
Yeah.
They were super dominant. Like, but like when the Cavs organization wouldn't put anything around LeBron, like,
yeah, that was the problem. They were strapped cap wise.
He had an old ass Shaq, a broken Antoine Jameson, Mo Williams, Delonte West, Wally Zerbiak. I mean, the best player we had Carlos Boozer, but he left because he played the same position as LeBron, and he didn't want to compete.
Looking back at it now, was the best thing to happen because we were able to retool, and then obviously he came back and won the title. So in the end, it worked out.
I wasn't even mad when he left. Like, I wasn't mad that he left. I was like, you know what? You go do you. You're a grown ass man in a business. You gotta do what's best for you.
Right.
Like, who cares what the fans of Cleveland think? You're not betraying them. You gave everything you gave and more for those 7 years in Cleveland.
Yep.
The organization didn't help you anyway, bring in pieces around you.
Right. So
you moved to find the championship. Because you can't sit there and just be... Like, that's like Phil Rivers. Like, his dumb ass should have left a long ass time ago.
Right.
Like, how many stats does Phil Rivers have? Like, not record, but he's in the top 5 to 8, in a lot of statistical categories.
Yeah.
But he chose to stay in San Diego. Why? Loyalty. How'd that work out for him?
Right.
He's now the quarterback for Indianapolis Colts, and he has no Super Bowl rings.
Right.
And he's about to retire with 0 Super Bowl rings. Like, it doesn't work. Like, LeBron James did what he had to do. He went to Miami, won a couple rings, and then what did he do? He came back after winning the rings. He's like, all right, cool. Now let's try it again.
Yeah. And it worked out. I was just like, the way he left annoyed me. Yeah.
He didn't need a spectacle. Dude.
Yeah, he could have done a better job of that.
He could just been like, I'm leaving, going to Miami. Yeah. Thanks for the time. See you around. Yeah. And don't be like, I'm taking my talent to South Beach. Bitch, cool. Don't broadcast it on fucking TV like you're fucking the Pope. Like,
yeah, he knew that he did it wrong. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, now on to the list that we do have videos for. And the first one up we're going to play for you is known as The Drive, John Elway, 1986 championship game.
This is the best Browns game ever.
So here we go.
Hello, everyone. Dick Henberg with Merlin Olsen. Welcome to our AFC Championship game. 4 wide receivers. Wide open. Fontenot. Now Brennan will balance it. Fontenot. Touchdown. Fake reverse. Elway on that bad ankle. Elway all the way to the 4-yard line. Gerald Wilhite. Touchdown. Brian Brennan. He's got it. And with 5 minutes, 43 seconds left, Cleveland leads by 7.
Kosar has taken his team for the 7th. Elway now, 2 first downs in this drive, but a long ways to the end zone.
Sewell. Oh, how did he hang on to it? Steve Sewell. Complete. Jackson. It took Elway 5 minutes and 6 seconds to complete the drive of the game. He's got some running room, but elects to throw, and there's Watson at the 23-yard line, and Denver is in field goal range.
His concentration total as he prepares to try and end this game for the Broncos.
A game that brought out greatness on both sides ends on a 33-yard field goal by Rich Carlos. John Elway, and the Broncos are headed for Pasadena.
All right, so that was the famous drive by John Elway. Of course, Browns were leading 20-13 with 5 minutes to go, and he took the team 98 yards to tie the game and send it to overtime. And then, of course, the Broncos ended up going on to win on a field goal in overtime, denying the Browns their first Super Bowl appearance. That was right about the time I started following the Browns. So
That was 86?
Yeah, 1986.
So like that's probably was that right before the playoffs? That was a playoff game, or?
Yeah, it was AFC Championship.
So you're looking January of
Yeah.
86?
Yep.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I'm a little older than you, so
I was born 9 months later.
I was 11.
My parents did some shit on New Year's Eve, apparently, and I was born in 9 months later in September. So, but
That was definitely my first heartbreak as a Cleveland sports fan.
see, if you're watching that highlight, dude, look how wide open that Browns defense left all them Broncos receivers. You're asking a Hall of Fame quarterback in John Elway.
Right.
You're showing him like, all right, look at that dude. There's like 10 yards each direction for a close to Browns player.
Right.
And you wonder why you got beat? Press coverage.
Right.
Double. Do something. Where's your linebackers? Don't blitz 9 fucking players. That's what they try to do. They just try to get to... No, stop.
Yeah,
drop into coverage. Blitz a couple. Drop into coverage. Make them beat you in the pocket. So don't give them fucking... You deserve to lose that game, Cleveland. Like, that was poor shit.
And then that takes us to the very next year. Same teams, same game. Little different result, but still ending in a heartbreak.
Not a different result. Browns lost both times.
Yeah.
Same result.
Yeah.
It's a different fashion.
Well, a different fashion, yeah. And it was, of course, Ernest Biner's fumble at the 2-yard line in the 1987 AFC Championship game.
He's Cleveland's hero.
He is.
The AFC Championship. Dropped at the 12-yard line. Over the middle, incomplete, intercepted. He throws wide open, touchdown, Ricky Nattiel. 7-0, Denver. And Denver says they have it. Reverse Sewell, no one there for Cleveland. 3 minutes, 54 seconds left in the opening quarter. And the touchdown for Gene Lang.
The Cleveland Browns wanted Denver to come inside and play the physical game. They have, and they're doing a pretty fine job of it.
To Brian Brennan, short yardage. Was he down?
I don't think so. I think they're going to call a fumble, yes.
There's that Tarkington roll. And then the throw downfield, intercepted. Felix Wright. Throwing for Langhorne, touchdown. Reggie Langhorne. The Browns have capitalized. 3rd and 10.5. Elway runs into his own man and finally throws it complete to Jackson, who gets a first down and more. He may go all the way. Touchdown. Carlos for the extra point to make it 28-10. Ernest Biner, touchdown Cleveland. Underneath to Slaughter for a touchdown. This to tie it. 31 apiece. Touchdown! Denver 38, Cleveland 31.
down near their own goal line. These are the toughest yards in football right here.
Draw to Biner. Ernest Biner.
Fumble.
Fumble the ball, and Denver has recovered. Oh, my. Biner had the first and goal and lost the ball. And Denver's Broncos will go to the Super Bowl for the second year.
All right, that was the Ernest Biner fumble in the 1987 AFC Championship game. Of course, the Broncos led by 7 points. Browns drove down the field, got the ball at the 8-yard line. Bernie Kosar handed off to Ernest Biner, who looked like he had broken free to the end zone and got hit at the 2-yard line, fumbled. Broncos recovered, and that was it.
Story of Cleveland's life, so close but yet so far away.
Yeah.
Just hold on to the ball. Like, what the fuck?
So John Elway would definitely became a thorn in the Cleveland Browns side and Cleveland fan side for many years.
He's Cleveland's hero. Not all heroes wear capes, Kevin.
Right.
And he's one of those. He's one of those.
Yes.
But I don't even know if that's like, I understand like we're talking about our lifetime.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to the 2 on this list that I personally feel are, my opinion, the biggest heartbreaks because of the potential each team had.
Yeah.
Like, Cleveland, in the 80s they were good, but they weren't the best team in the NFL during the 80s.
They were close. They were pretty good.
They were a good team, but there's always that one team in the AFC
right.
in the championship game there's the better team always, and Cleveland wasn't the better team. The Broncos had the better quarterback, the better.
Well, we go from one Cleveland villain in John Elway to another Cleveland villain in Michael Jordan.
Is he really a Cleveland villain because he had one fucking shot?
No, there was more than one shot. He knocked us out of the playoffs, I think, 3 years. He hit another game-winning shot over Gerald Wilkins. I think it was a year or two later.
I don't know if we consider one of the greatest players of all time to be.
If it wasn't for him, the Cavs would have won a championship in the early 90s.
They had to play against, what was that year?
They had some stacked teams.
That year that the shot happened in '89, who won the NBA championship that year? Was it Portland?
It might have been Portland.
Or was it...
I can't remember.
Who are they going against? Was it...
Let me look.
Was it Barkley? Who did Barkley play for in the beginning?
76ers.
Okay, so that was East.
Pistons won it in '89.
Yeah, but who they play?
It was the Pistons and the Lakers.
Lakers. Okay.
Yep.
Do you think Cleveland would beat the Lakers in '89?
I don't know. I mean, you don't know until you get there.
Yeah, I don't think like the bad boy Pistons in '89, right?
Yeah.
They were something different. Like, they were a new breed of NBA team, like an NBA team. Like, nothing was ever seen like these Pistons.
Oh, they were brutal. They were
exactly
physical. Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, John Sally,
Isaiah Thomas, one of
Isaiah Thomas,
top 15 players of all
Joe
time.
Dumars.
I mean,
yeah, they were stacked as well.
I don't know if Cleveland gets out of that. Like, just because the shot happened knocked us out of the first round of the playoffs. Like, we were in the 8th.
I know.
And
but we were one of we had the best, second best record in the East that year.
Records don't mean shit.
I know, but they had a very good team.
You know who can vouch for that? The 73-9 Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, how'd that work?
Exactly. It's all about what you do in the playoffs, and if you finish out, like,
right.
It doesn't matter how good you are in the regular season.
Right. I
just don't think Cleveland played good ball. I'm not trying to discredit Cleveland. I just don't think they had what it takes to get past the Pistons, knowing that that's who was in the Eastern Conference Finals.
The only other thing I can say there, if there's one knock on that Cavs team, they had loads of talent, but they were kind of soft. They weren't real physical.
Yeah. And they didn't really have much, like, their scoring they were really good in the paint and defensive-wise.
Yeah,
but they didn't
Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance.
They didn't have, like, great scorers.
Right. Yeah, you didn't have. That's the thing. They didn't have any like.
You weren't gonna outscore teams.
They didn't have any elite players. They had a lot of very good players.
Yeah. So I mean, you weren't gonna outscore teams and make those teams score a bunch of points. Like.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, let's take a look at the shot.
We just watched this in a documentary.
In 1989.
Sellers will inbound. Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it! Set the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line. 101-100.
You're not one to do an awful lot of boasting, but you had some boast to make.
And there it was.
It went in. It went in. I repeat.
What a tough shot that was, too. It was kind of like a double clutch with Craig Elo's hand in his face.
There's not much more that do defensive wise.
No, he did all he could do.
And what was it? Ron Harper said he wanted.
Yeah.
The big thing he wanted to guard.
He wanted to guard him on that last play.
If he didn't guard him, MJ, the whole game.
Right.
The whole game it wasn't him.
Right.
He was your scorer. Ron Harper was your scorer. He was your offense. That was the Cavs' offense. Like he was his number one scorer. So when he didn't play much defense. So they were fresh on offense. Like that was what Greg Elo said in an interview he did with Kenny Harmon.
Yeah.
A while back, or basketball, one of those two shows. So I don't even know if that would have made a difference. I don't know what. And it's like the defense Kevin Love played on Steph Curry. It was just that good. The shot was just the shot was just perfect. Like everything went right for that shot to go in. There's nothing else you could have done defensively to stop it besides tackle him.
Right.
And you're only up by one, so you tackle him. Guess what? You get 3 free throws. You let Michael Jordan go to a line.
Right.
Uncontested. Come on now. I mean.
I think what made it heartbreaking for Cavaliers fans is Craig Elo had just put him up by one with a layup with 3 seconds to go, and I think everybody thought, hey, it might be in the bag.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Here comes MJ.
Excuse me, if you go by one with 3 seconds left, it is over because now they have to take the ball the full length of the court if they don't have a timeout to advance it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do, then they can advance it. Now you got to play half court ball.
Right.
And now you got to inbound it. So you got to inbound it, get a shot off. Set up a play, inbound it, get the play to go, and then take the shot in 3 seconds. It's not a lot of time.
Right.
I mean, so it's literally if you watch the shot, it's inbound, run, shoot real quick. Like that's why because the play broke down because of good defense. I mean,
all right, we had the Browns, we had the Cavaliers. Now we head to the Indians for the final two.
Is this the Game 7?
This is 1997 Game 7 when they were 2 outs away from winning the World Series.
This is one of the biggest heartbreaks.
The best closer in the American League at the time, Jose Mesa, on the mound. Marlins came back to tie it, and then...
And the messed up thing is the Marlins, like the 95 game we lost the Falcons. The Braves, the Braves are really
that pitching staff was ridiculous.
Stupid. All right, but the Marlins weren't that great.
No.
They played team ball, and they won the World Series. So not taking any credit away from them. They did what they had to do to win.
Well, they spent a bunch of money that season, put it into that team, and then after they won the World Series, they broke it up. Yeah. They were a one-hit wonder.
It gelled the right time, but the Indians had so much talent on that 97 team. It was ridiculous, and it was
And if you remember that season, the regular season, it wasn't that great of a regular season. I think they were only like 15 or 16 games above 500. They just got hot towards the end of the season and into the playoffs.
Yeah, but they had a lot of talent on the team. Like, there just wasn't. And then, like you said, the best closer in the American League.
Yep.
2 outs.
2 outs. 6. Yep. That's all we needed. And I remember watching that game. And me and my dad were over at his buddy's house. He had a big TV out in the garage, and there was probably 30 people there. And when the Marlins got that game-winning hit, it was like you could hear a pin drop. Everybody just got up and left.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so let's unfortunately relive this.
The 0-1 pitch. A liner off Nagy's glove into center field. The Florida Marlins have won the World Series.
right, that was Edgar Renteria's game-winning, World Series-winning hit off of Charles Nagy in the 10th inning. Legendary manager Jim Leyland and the Florida Marlins won the 1997 World Series in 7 games over the Cleveland Indians.
And then it was a long time before we made it back.
Yeah.
What, 19 years?
Yep.
Because we were close in 2007.
2007, we blew a 3-1 lead against the Red Sox.
Yep. I was in basic training, lost $20 that game.
Yeah, that was... that could have been on this list as well, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So what more depressing news you have next? Like, which one next?
Well, the most recent depressing 2016 Cleveland Indians blowing the 3-1 series lead against the Chicago Cubs.
Well, we watched that last week.
Yeah, we watched the Rajai Davis game-tying home run.
Yeah.
And, of course, that was followed by the bullshit rain delay that should have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sucked the momentum and the life out of the Indians and the fans, and we all know what happened from there, so let's take a look at it.
Off we go. Strike one. 2-1. That's in the air to center. Back at the wall. It is gone. What a start. Dexter Fowler, hello in Game 7. 1-0 Chicago. He's hit 3 home runs this postseason in that pickoff play. Adelaide Santana to pull. He does. Tie game. High fly ball into left. What's it going to be? Bryant tags. Davis catches. Here comes Bryant. Throw to the plate. High. Safe. Under the tag. And the Cubs lead 2-1. Good pick. Bryant slides under. So we've seen 2. Harry Jones, the third base coach, sent him. Good pick. Ball 2. Seen a lot of that from Contreras. Toomberg trying to limit it to a 1-run 4th. High fly ball into right center. Davis came in, goes back, won't get there off the wall. In to score is Zobrist, and the lead is 2. It's 3-1. And I think Lester, here's a fly ball into right center. Back at the wall off the bat of Baez. 4-1. Here's Bryant taking off. Here's a shot into right by Rizzo. Bryant's going to come around. The throw by Chisenhall. Now Kipnis. Another run. Bryant's safe, and it's 5-1. The numbers against Lester. Lindor bounces in. It hits Ross. A run scores. Here comes Kipnis. He's safe. It's 5-3. Flies one into center, sends Davis back at the wall. It is gone. The 39-year-old in his final game, David Ross, has made it 6-3. Line drive into right center field. That ball's down. Taken around third, Ramirez. He will score on an RBI double by Brandon Geyer. It's 6-4. Drive into left. At the wall. It's gone. Tie game. Rajai Davis. 6-6.
That he had to foul off, and the one area that gave Davis a chance to hit a home run is where Chapman threw it.
Zobrist, that's a base hit. Cubs will take the lead.
the 6th and the 10th. Off the rest of this 10th. That's a base hit. Rizzo scores. Zobrist is held. 8-6 Chicago. Into center field, another hit. Here comes Geyer. The throw into second. It's a one-run game. Davis delivers again. Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series. Bryant makes the play. It's over. And the Cubs have finally won it all. 8-7 and 10.
And that was the depressing 2016 Game 7 loss.
If you were to pick an MVP of the World Series for the Cleveland Indians, who would it be?
That's a good question.
I have to go Rajay Davis.
Yeah, even though he didn't do much in the series before that game.
In Game 7 alone,
the game-tying home run and then kept it alive with the
base
RBI
hit,
single in the 10th.
That dude did so much. I forgot how vital he was to that set. That series.
Just too bad we had nobody left on the bench and Michael Martinez had to take that last at bat and hit the little weak dribbler to third. Oh well.
Man,
that was definitely one of the top heartbreaks in my opinion.
Yeah.
For me.
No one sucked, but like, didn't we come in that year as a wild card? So we were playing way above expectations the whole time. So we weren't meant to be there.
Yeah, 2017 was probably the best
the year
team
we were supposed to be there, because the 16 we made it to 17 we added a little bit more talent, didn't lose much, and they're like everybody said we were the team. Like pitching staff was still intact.
Yeah, we added Jay Bruce at the trade deadline. I'm like, oh, that's the missing piece to put us over the top right there.
Healthy, his hand wasn't all fucked up.
Yeah, it wasn't bleeding.
So I mean, that was the year. I think that was the year we had the most, and we got knocked out right away. So
first round.
Yeah,
swept.
Yep.
In true Cleveland
fashion. It's funny
fashion.
how when you're supposed to do good, you don't.
It's funny how that works out.
It could just be pressure, all the pressure, all year, you're the team.
Right.
Look at the Browns, the same thing happened. All the hype on the Cleveland last year.
Yeah.
And they went,
yeah,
shit the bed, 6-10.
It's going to be the same thing this year.
Nobody's hyping the Browns up. There ain't that shit for talk. Nobody trusts the Browns. There's no hype this year.
Well, the ESPN said they had the second best offseason.
It doesn't mean shit.
I know. It doesn't. It's good on paper, just like last year.
There's no hype unless Baker Mayfield comes out swinging and does what he has to do like he did his rookie year. Cleveland's going to be 6-10.
Did you see it came out what their offer was to Clowney?
$12 million.
Yeah, the largest offer he's received.
Yeah.
So I mean that just shows the market's not there for him.
It's not the market's not there.
He wants 18, 19 million.
There's so much unknown, because you can't do physicals right now, so you have no idea
that's
how healthy he is. Like you're taking a gamble on it right now. So he's been so injury prone the last couple seasons. Like I'm not dropping $17 million on a player that may or may not be ready for the start of the season.
Yeah, I think it
especially with no off season, very limited mini camp or training camp. I mean, no.
It could come down to right before the preseason before he signs.
Yeah.
And there's still some good players out there too.
Cleveland should go sign Everson Griffin, add him to. You can probably get him for about $10 million.
Nigel Bradham, I'd like them to.
The linebacker.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Timmy Jerrigan was just released or not signed by the Texans, so that's a defensive tackle.
And the guy from the Saints, the
guard.
Yeah, he's still out there.
Yeah, he'd fill up your right guard spot.
That's a guy's been a Pro Bowler the last 2 years.
Yeah, so you could literally sign Everson Griffin for 10 and that guard probably for 7. You get 2 position filled for the same amount of money Clowney wants.
Yeah, and then your line is solid.
You don't have a defense. You don't have another edge rusher because Griffin's not. He plays the middle.
Right.
So he played the 4-3 defensive tackle role. So you'd have Vernon and.
You have to keep Vernon, right?
Yeah, well, he's already counted against the cap, so why not keep him?
Right.
I mean, but.
Well, hopefully it'll be interesting to see what happens with the NFL. if there's fans in the stands, of course, they're not going to be for NBA or MLB.
Yeah. Marcus Golden's still available, edge rusher.
Yeah.
Rashard Perriman.
Yeah, there's still some
Nick Vigil. Vigil.
decent free agents out there.
I mean, there's some. That's not a linebacker right there. You can get.
I think Clay Matthews on a 1-year deal wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, he was still productive last year. He had 8 sacks.
Yeah, he was more productive than Vernon.
I mean, you look compared to what they have now. I mean, there's so much inexperience.
Yeah.
I mean, you're counting B.J. Goodson as a veteran presence.
Yeah.
This guy's only been in the league for 3-4 years, and has been a backup for the most part. I mean, you lost your veteran leadership in Joe Schobert and Christian Kirksey as far as the linebacking cores and the defense.
The Browns should never let Schobert go.
Yeah, Kirksey I understand because he's been injured every year.
You don't want to pay him the money for something that may or may not be. But Schobert's been nothing but stand
It would have been different if they had a backup plan in place.
Unless their backup plan was just to roll the dice on Taki and
yeah,
Matt Wilson.
I mean, the
But
young guys are going to have to step up.
Pick. You shouldn't put this that's a lot of pressure on a 5th round pick.
Right.
Granted, now you have a third round linebacker coming in here, and the dude from LSU, what's his name?
Right.
Phillips, yeah. So he might be something to start. He could be solid. We don't know that he could be a great starter.
They like him a lot. From what I've heard, a couple of defensive coaches talk about him, and they're pretty high on him. So Joe Woods is. I know that.
So with all the LSU Tigers on the roster for the Cleveland Browns and Delpit, Greedy, Beckham, Phillips, Landry,
yep.
Is Kevin Stefanski going to be known as the Tiger King?
See what you did there. Maybe.
You like that?
Yeah. Who's LSU got coming out next year? We can look at.
Did you hear Clemson big loss with Ross, their receiver?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's huge. It sucks for him. But you know how huge that is?
Yeah, that's big.
It's huge for Ohio State.
Big for Ohio State, for sure.
Big for it, yeah. Huge. Now that Leverett don't have his number 1 receiver, so I mean,
yeah.
Let's see what he's made of now. Makes it easier on Ohio State defenders.
Right.
If we're playing them.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Ohio State season. Hopefully, everything gets squared away with the college football season, and we have one.
I don't see it.
Yeah, by football season, hopefully.
I don't see any football being hindered. Maybe. Well, I mean, fans not being there, maybe, but
right.
Like that's gonna be the extreme of it. Like,
it'll be a little weird watching baseball and basketball without fans, but I'd rather just see sports at this point. I don't care.
100%.
It's been a long drought.
100%.
So we were supposed. There was a possibility we were going to have C. Grant on.
Yeah.
Former Buckeye and New Orleans Saint. Unfortunately, he had prior obligation this week, so he said for sure either next week or the following week. So in the next 2 weeks, we'll have him on and talk some Buckeye football with him for sure. So looking forward to that.
Cool, because I wasn't ready. I had like 3 questions.
Yeah.
This will be a really short interview.
He's coaching AAU team, so he's kind of tied up with that right now.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay.
But we'll get him on in the next couple weeks.
Sounds like a plan.
Other than that, got anything
We have
else?
one more on here.
Oh yeah, it was another. I couldn't find a video under 20 minutes for that one. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
This is one of my ones I like. The 2015 loss to Michigan State, where Ohio State's ranked number 2. Michigan comes in at ranked number 9, and a last-minute field goal beats the Buckeyes.
Definitely the worst game we
Kills our
played.
title hope. Worst game of the season. We were the favorites, I think, to win the national championship that year. Like we were favored a lot.
There was like some uncharacteristic drop passes too. I think Jalen Marshall and I can't remember who the other receiver dropped easy passes.
It was so bad.
It was very bad.
Curtis Samuel? No.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was crazy watching the video. Which one the Ohio State national championship video. I think it was 2014. The players they had on that team was Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Thomas. When you look at where they are now, I mean, Michael Thomas might be the best receiver.
I called it. Nobody believed me either. Fucking Tennessee.
Oh, I screamed for the Browns to draft him.
I wanted him so bad in the second round of the draft. Look, we had multiple picks. We had 3 fucking picks that year in the second round. Tennessee had 3.
Right.
3.
And they passed on him.
One of them was Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah.
Okay, fine.
Worked out.
Where are the fucking 2 at? Didn't do dick for you.
Yeah. Well, the Browns were in that. That's when, and the time when they weren't picking Ohio State players for the longest time.
Well, they only drafted what? 1? Ward.
Yeah, Denzel Ward. They didn't take any this year.
Tennessee will not draft a Buckeye in the first round. They refuse to allow me to have my split jersey. They refuse to.
One year you might get lucky.
It's gonna be some dumb player too. It's gonna be a fucking kicker.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking kicker.
Punter.
I'm gonna be pissed off. But I just want my jersey. I just want my jersey. It'd been great if Tennessee did some stupid shit and traded up and grabbed a player this year.
Yeah.
Like a Kuda. Oh.
Oh.
That'd been amazing.
That would have been good for you.
Amazing. Because who else was a high draft pick for Ohio State this year? The Kuda. Oh. Chase Young.
Chase Young,
that
obviously.
That wasn't fucking happening.
Right.
That was it. Like.
No, who was the other corner that was taken that we didn't expect to?
Oh, Arnett, but I didn't think he was going to the first. I'm talking about like. I thought the receiver was like the next best player. No.
I'm out.
I'm all kinds of like right now, like depressed now.
I'm out of sports to talk about.
You depressed me with this fucking list.
I know. Yeah, you guys are welcome.
I'm gonna get drunk and cry myself asleep.
Yeah, we'll see what we can come up with next week to depress you even more.
So
I think we covered everything.
We didn't cover everything. There's some shit we could talk about.
Yeah, I don't.
There's some shit we could talk about. I want to know where you stand with Drew Brees. Go.
I plead the fifth.
Fucking man up. Don't play no games. Where do you stand? I'm gonna do it. Who the fucking cares? It's America.
I know.
We can say what we want. It's an internet radio. It's not a radio. This is just Facebook.
Yeah, it's Facebook.
What we want. Where do you stand?
I mean, I understood where he was coming from, but I can understand both sides. And I mean, I'm glad he apologized. Kind of smooth things over. I know he upset a lot of people, a couple of his teammates, but.
All right, so you're gonna play the fence. It's cool. Yeah. I'll be the bad guy here. All right, not even a bad guy, but I'll be the one that's gonna be. I'm gonna be straightforward, honest with everybody that's listening to the show, the whole 6 people. All right. When you look at the flag, you can interpret the flag and however you want to interpret the flag. Correct? The flag could mean freedom for one person, freedom of religion, freedom of you are now free, that you were in a different state of mind, where now you're free from oppression, you're free from whatever, right? The flag could also mean patriotism. It can mean this flag represents the sacrifice of all the men and women that died in the wars to give us these freedoms.
It means a lot of different things to a lot of people.
A lot of people can look at the flag different ways. All right, that's all. That's literally how it is. Like, you look at the flag how you want it, you perceive what that flag means to you. In that interview, Drew Brees was asked how he felt about not even about the riots and the situation at hand. It was some shit with Colin Kaepernick, all right?
Right.
About how he was kneeling, and he's like, I will never understand anybody that kneels against the flag because I feel so and so.
Right.
Which is 100% fine. If that's how you feel, that's what the flag means.
It was his opinion.
That's fine. It's your opinion.
Right.
Doesn't mean he doesn't think there's a problem. All right.
Right.
Like, if you want to protest, I'm all for you protesting. And if you want to kneel sing, dance, do cartwheels, run wind sprints, do the fucking hokey pokey during the national anthem, if that's how you feel and you need to protest, then you do your thing. Me as a veteran, I fought for that flag, right? Yeah. To give those rights, those freedoms, for you to do that. That is your sole freedom of expression, right? To do what you want to do. I'm not gonna stop you, right?
And it's peaceful protest.
It's a non-violent protest. Like, yes, will I ever kneel during the national anthem? No, because the flag represents something different to me, right?
And I'm the same way.
It's something completely different to me, right? But if my black friends want to kneel during the national anthem, to protest, their cause, you do what you do.
Right.
I am whatever. I can get pissed at you for kneeling during the national anthem.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell you how you can protest, and how you perceive something? That's not my place, right?
Right.
This 1800s where you have a master and you have to listen. It's that shit. It's fucking 2020. If you want to kneel, go ahead and kneel. I will bring you a fucking pillow to put your knee down on. That's how much you do what you have to do. But to go after a man because of how he feels about a certain thing doesn't mean he's not with you.
Yeah, I get.
Doesn't mean he doesn't back you up. Joe Horn came out and said, "I know this man. He is not this type of person. So lay the fuck off of Drew Brees, right? Just because Drew Brees sees the flag one way and would never do something, doesn't mean he's a bad fucking guy.
No, I think he's entitled to his opinion. I think maybe the timing was just a little bad.
Yes, but they asked him a question. Don't set him up. Do they set him up for failure?
Yeah.
They asked a question that he was never gonna be able to answer in a politically correct way in the situation America's in right now.
Right.
What I'm saying right now is not gonna be taken by the people protesting as a good answer. I'm gonna be the enemy. If that's what you need to feel, then you go ahead and feel that.
Right.
But I'm not the one telling you that you can't kneel. Don't sit there and tell me that I have to look at the flag the way you do. And I have to see your protest as something different. Like, your protest is your protest. I just will never kneel there. And I won't understand kneeling for the flag because I look at it differently.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get mad at you if you do it. Like, I don't care if you do it. I'm not going to be like, that's wrong. Because it's not wrong. Because it's how you see something, I see something totally different. It's A, B, C.
Right.
It's all, so for someone to get really mad at Drew Brees, who they know damn well has been a St. Louis, or not St. Louis, a New Orleans, man, take care of that city, does a lot of things for low income families, black community. Joe Horn even came out and said this in his little Instagram or tweet defending Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Telling people like LeBron James to back off. You don't know Drew Brees. Like, I know Drew Brees. I know, it was an ill-timed comment, but it's not what's in his heart.
Right.
Okay, yes, back off. Like, he has his opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. That's what this fucking country's about.
Yeah. You
protest the way you want to protest. I'll represent the flag the way I want to represent the flag. It's as simple as that. I don't need to understand your protest, right? The way you want me to. I understand there's evils in this world. There's injustice in this country. I understand that.
Oh, definitely.
I see that.
Right.
I've seen that with George Floyd. Like, I would not looking at the video of the cop, that cop needs to be charged with murder.
No, it was awful. You could see it on his face. He knew what the hell he was doing.
Yes, he is.
He was sucking the life right out of him.
He knew what he was doing was wrong. He needs to be, I am all for protesting. There is injustice. There is in some cities, and then some cops are racially profiling, but that's the few. Yeah. You want you look at cops. They look at cops and say all cops are bad, all cops are racist. That's how they're labeling the whole thing. Yeah. They're labeling all cops as one. You're joining one type of person into one category as the racist cops. That's not fucking true. Because if that's the mentality you want to have, then you're gonna start putting people. I'm not saying this is how I feel, but people are gonna start looking at black people as nothing but thugs, right? And when you start labeling the many because of the few, it sets a precedent that's going to be hard to come back from.
Right. When
you start labeling the whole, just like the country of Germany during the Nazi era, not all Germans were pro-Hitler. Right. There's a lot of them that helped rescue, save, and hide the people under persecution. You can't label the few, the many because of the few. It's not, because then you're gonna get bad names for the black community, bad names for the Asian, the white, the Mexican, the Latino. It's all gonna be some downhill. You're not gonna come back from that precedent.
Right.
You gotta start weeding out the bad apples from the whole. That's how you keep a tree healthy. Take the bad fruit off the branches and let the good fruit
Well,
grow.
it's going to be up to the good cops to expose the bad ones as well.
Yes,
It's time for them to start doing that.
And they do. But it's also bad for you to throw, like, it's... And now it's going to tell you, throwing your brothers underneath the bus.
Yeah.
Because you think that... You also, same thing can be said with the white community. Like, the white people have to expose the bad ones, but not everybody's going to want to throw people on the bus. Because they're going to look at it like that's not their job.
Yeah.
And same with the black community. And so, I mean, it's just... It's a hard obstacle to get over, but once you get over it, it's going to be, I think, in my opinion, a easy slide to the finish.
Yeah.
But we just got to get over that obstacle of not labeling the many because of the few and weeding out the bad apples. But
is the coronavirus still a thing?
No, that shit's gone.
You haven't heard much about it with everything going on in this last week.
Yeah, because you'd have thousands of people protesting. I swear to God, there's not a fucking spike in the cities
there's going to be, I guarantee
in 4 days.
Yeah. You'll be hearing about that in probably
I doubt
next
it.
week.
It's been almost a week since the Cleveland protest. You hear no spikes.
Yeah. It all looks to be dying down now. I know they charged the other 3 cops, so finally.
Well, yeah, it should have. Like, all
Right.
3, like, those... So, like, how I look at it, too. The guy with the knee on his throat,
Yeah.
murder, right? Big shit murder. The other 3 should be charged with, like, allowing. I don't know what the proper...
Yeah, they said what it was. And
What
I
the
can't-
proper term is,
can't
but
remember
they
what it
didn't
is.
stop the guy. But what those 3 cops did, because they were kneeling on him too, but they were kneeling on like his legs and his chest and his like ass or whatever. That's not gonna kill somebody. That can maybe injure you a little bit.
Right.
But what they did didn't cause his death. What they did to cause it was not like stop that dude from doing it.
Yeah,
You see the one video that the cop, they were arresting somebody in a protest and the cop had a knee on the dude's throat. The other cop grabbed his knee and slid it off his throat like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right, this just happened.
Like,
trying to reenact it or what?
But see, but that's the thing when you're trained, like as a cop, to put your knee, as an MP, I was trained to put your knee at the top of your back, right by your neck, to hold the weight down, so you're forcing them downwards.
Yeah,
and
I
they
can
can't
understand
move.
if somebody's resisting.
So if you're resisting that, your knee's gonna slide. And if you're not, and your knee slides to your neck, you need to learn to adjust it. But if you don't realize what your knee did, you can literally choke somebody out and black them out, on accident, because you're told you have to hold them down. There's a reason your knees goes there, at the top of your back, because that's where all your weight is.
Right.
Or your arms can come up. If you hold down their arms, they can't get their arms up. They're not moving on you.
Yeah.
But when it slides to your neck, you gotta learn to be able to get the fuck off them. So,
It's crazy times right now, but hopefully we'll get through this and come out better in the end.
we'll see. I really don't know.
Yeah. It's way too much going on right now. That's all I know. I'm ready for things to get back to normal.
Yeah, it's sad. But what are you gonna do?
Yep. Well, most of the state is open now. I know they announced some more openings today. I think all that's left is pretty much like amusement parks and
Zoos open on Tuesday or Monday or Wednesday, the 10th. Movie theaters, zoos, playgrounds, trampoline parks, all that shit open
recreation center, all that.
Yeah. Did you see one that I can't remember where it was? One of the riots, they released all the animals in the zoo. They broke into the zoo and released all the animals.
No, I didn't see that. Wow.
Unless that was fake fucking video that I saw, but if it wasn't fake, they literally broke into a zoo, and there's tigers and rhinos walking through the city.
Nice.
Right? That's all we fucking need. It's actually literally Jumanji now.
Right. All right, you got anything else? Or you good? All right.
I'm good.
All right, so we will talk to you next week. Maybe we'll have Sea Grant on, maybe not. We'll let you know. But other than that, everybody stay safe. Have a good rest of your week and weekend, and we will talk to you next Thursday, same time, same place.